We have another trade at number 13. Trade alert, the 49ers. And Will Brinson doing work with the Eagles. So, San Francisco moving back to the 21st pick. They get 103 and 145. Meanwhile, Philly, they get the 13th overall pick. Speaking of, the pick is in. Jonathan Jones making that announcement here.
With the number 13 overall pick, my Philadelphia Eagles select CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver out of Oklahoma. Listen, I'll tell you what, Will Brinson struck a very hard bargain. I did not want to have to throw that fourth-round pick in there, but I, as Howie Roseman, I'm not big on a whole bunch of draft picks, right? I have 8 this season. Since I've won the Super Bowl, I've picked 5 guys 2 years ago, 5 guys last year. I'm not taking 8, so I'm okay giving him that fourth rounder, throwing that in there. I need the best wide receiver in the draft. And when I saw the Raiders take Henry Ruggs, I said, okay, that's great. So now I have my pick. And honestly, CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy are 1 and 1A for me. When I made this move and when I was thinking about it, I said maybe one of them will be available to me. It turns out both were available to me. And honestly, it's in the eye of the beholder. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like the Yak. The Eagles need a wide receiver. I just got the best one in the draft.
And Brady, when you look at the trade there from Wilshire, San Francisco, trying to get back to the Super Bowl, getting a little bit of extra draft capital, do you think that was a wise move there on his part?
Sure. I mean, I think if they can get the right players that can help them get over the hump, I mean, that's what this is about. But for the Eagles and looking at them being aggressive and trading up to take a guy like CeeDee Lamb, clearly they understand what they need to help pair with Carson Wentz. This was a team that was decimated at the wide receiver position. And even though they were able to overcome some of those injuries, they still need to find a game breaker, a number one type of guy. And I think Doug Peterson, as well as Carson Wentz, should be excited about having a guy like CeeDee Lamb now that moved around a bunch of different positions, being the featured wide receiver at Oklahoma. And so he can fit in a myriad of ways, I think, within this Eagles offense.
If the Philadelphia Eagles were really going to pull something like that off, is it really just going to take 2 mid-round picks to do it? Obviously, you're switching first-rounders. You're telling me right now, for a team that traded DeForest Buckner to the Colts, and they got the 13th overall pick, and this is a 49ers team coming off of going to the Super Bowl, and they're cap-strapped, and on top of everything else, they don't have second, third, fourth-round picks for 2020. You're just going to give away 2 mid-rounders? Now, I understand the Eagles do have 3 fourth-round picks, plus they have a third still intact because the other third we gave away. To the friggin' for the trade for Darius Slay. So, I'm sorry, I'm thinking too hard. I just think it's going to cost a lot more to get to the 13th overall pick. Now, we all found out from that trade, so the Colts are not there at 13. The 49ers got that pick. I understand the Eagles do have, good relations with the 49ers front office and John Lynch and all those guys over there, but it doesn't mean a goddamn thing because they want some compensation. Are we willing to give them 2 mid-round picks? Would you guys be really happy to give 2 mid-round picks? Did you hear the guy? He was pretty much like, Howie Roseman doesn't need any more picks. Yeah, well, you're probably right. Probably. But is that really going to get it done? And then on top of that, we haven't talked about the player yet. We haven't talked about the player yet. Okay, so the Raiders picked Henry Ruggs right before. If we actually made this trade, Ruggs was taken, and then we go after CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, I think the Eagles want Henry Ruggs regardless of what's going on. But if they were to pull this off, then yeah, I would go for it. But it just seems, I know this is a mock draft, relax. I know it's not all realistic. Trust me, after 2017, I was not believing any goddamn rumors about anything after that, because I was on 2 different trains in that draft, and we didn't draft either one of them. I could see them sitting at 21, and I don't know. Howie Roseman loves these picks. He loves them. And would he really draft? Is he really going to draft 8 players this year? I honestly don't know if they're going to do that. I just don't see him I don't see him picking 3 times in the 4th round. I highly doubt it, okay? I just don't see it happening. And then CeeDee Lamb. Is that who the Eagles want? Is that their target? Are they like, oh, let's just get one of the top 4 guys? We don't care. I mean, are the scouting guys doing the right job? I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. I ain't no draft expert. I don't watch college football 24/7. Okay, I am not no mastermind draft analyzer. Okay, if that's even a word. The Carolina Panthers, they have Samuel, the wide receiver on the roster. They just signed Robbie Anderson, so the Arizona Cardinals, they got Christian Kirk, Larry Fitz, you know what I mean? And now they have DeAndre Hopkins in a trade, okay? I think the Eagles got so much help from free agency. I mean, they did. Two teams that were going to probably go for wide receivers got the receivers in free agency in our trades. And now it looks like they both could be picking offensive linemen. The Panthers might pick a defensive lineman. The Cardinals might pick an offensive lineman. And you know what? The Raiders, the Bucks, the Broncos, the Bills are all going to pick receivers in this draft, as well as us. They can move up to the 13th overall pick. They might have a chance to get the top two guys. If it's not Ruggs, if it's not Lamb, if it's not Judy, it's going to be one of those three. If they move up to the 13th overall pick, they're getting their guy. We're going to have a day one starter here in Philadelphia come September. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys later. Stay split up, fly, sly.